So this Saturday, the Bulldogs are going to be in what will be next season a Pac-12 matchup in Corvallis at Oregon State. It's a school that Fresno State has a lot of history with. They have played 14 times, with the Bulldogs having the edge 8-6. Oregon State and Fresno State had two very different weekends. Last Saturday, the Bulldogs dominated their game, while Oregon State got dominated by Cal, which, forget how the hell you get dominated by Cal, but the Beavers are going to be feeling what the Bulldogs felt before last week. So the Bulldogs are no doubt going to get their A game. You do not want to start your season off 0-2 after two home games to start the year off. It will be on the CW, so everybody can see it at 12:30 Fresno time. So there's no excuse. Any Bulldog fan in the United States who's not like some fall wedding or something like that will be able to watch this game. So when was the last time these guys played? Well, not that long ago. It was 2022. I was at that game. The Oregon State won like 32-29, something like that, on a walk-off last-minute touchdown on the Bulldogs on 2-yard line. So what do we know so far about this Oregon State team that we've only seen one game of, really? Well, they have a new quarterback, Malik Murphy. He's a big guy, 6 foot. 230 pounds, very similar to the current quarterback Fresno State saw week 1. They also have their top running back and receiver from last year back, Henderson and Hankerson, I think it was, and Trent Walker. But they only have one starter coming back from the O-line. So let's talk about the quarterback. From what I read last year, he went 21 for 33, 244 yards, 1 interception last week against the Cal Bears. You know he's going to want to bounce back. Apparently he's not known for a runner, but he did have 15 yards and a touchdown on the ground. He's a California native, and he was a big guy who signed with Texas before he went to Duke last season, before he signed with Oregon State. On defense, it seems like they run a 4-2-5 scheme based on what you saw last week. They didn't play that badly considering the score. I know people are going to look at the score and say it was bad, but really it was the offense really shooting themselves in the foot, and they didn't give up a lot of rushing yards, which is what the Bulldogs want to do. They want to run the ball against teams. We saw that last week, excuse me. And you know that's really what it's going to come down to overall. Can the Bulldogs run the football? You know, Oregon State is going to box the game. I mean, the defense last week with Fresno State, they've had really one bad half at Kansas when you look at it. I'm pretty sure they'll hold Oregon State in check. I can't imagine that they'll be more explosive than, say, Kansas, and you've already gotten that out of your system. I'm not quite sure how much they gave up against Cal in terms of rushing yards, but regardless of what they did or didn't do against the Bears, it's not going to be the same team as we saw. We do know that Oregon State has trouble running the ball as well. They did not do a good job against the Bears last week, and that was a big reason why they lost. So what we're looking at is two teams that could be very similar in how the outcome of the seasons are determined. Now, before the season started, I had the Bulldogs win this one after going 1-1 to start the season. And I'm still holding to that. I believe the Bulldogs are better than the Beavers based on what we have seen. The problem is that you're not going to see the same team as you saw last week against Cal. You're going to get their best shot, and they're going to dare Warner to throw him. Now, if the Bulldogs can still run anyway, then that's all she wrote. But we'll see how this looks. This is going to be a game that's going to get attention because it's a future pack matchup. You want the Bulldogs to win this one, of course. I believe they will. I have them winning 28-20. We'll see how that works out tomorrow.